You are.
Pay attention today. Ready? This is the thing we're looking at, yes? So, next week on test day, from what organ is this tissue?
Kidney.
Thank you. What region of that organ are we looking at?
Cortex.
Thank you. Name the structure at the pointer.
Glomerulus.
Glomerulus. Okay? List its function.
Filtration.
Thank you.
I'm ready.
Yeah, girl.
Y'all can take a picture of this.
You got
Is everybody okay? Now, here's where it gets tricky. I'm going to explain what's going on in your field of view. All of this pink stuff around these glomeruli that you see, they're actually tubules that have been sliced in different places. And if you look really closely, they are round circular structures, and they oftentimes look like donuts. Meaning this, I'll tell you when I get done, I'm not going to fill in the whole board. These tubules, the walls of the tubules are made up of simple cuboidal epithelial cells.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw that on this one, where these block-like cells making up the wall. Like this, we can see big nuclei in these cells. There's the kidney tubule. Sometimes they're so squished that the donut hole is kind of squished itself. It just looks like this. And we can see those big cuboidal cells like this. And the nuclei inside of them. That's everything around the glomerulus are kidney tubules, renal tubules. Got it? So, next week, if I say, name the structure, renal tubule, you don't have to tell me if it's proximal, distal, because I don't know either. Okay? Renal tubule. List two functions that go on in this structure.
Reabsorption, secretion.
Thank you. Reabsorption and secretion. Got it? This is a kidney. This is the glomerulus. This is the kidney tubule. Filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. Is everybody okay? Now, this is where you really need to pay attention, because this, hopefully, it will help you remember if it makes sense. This is what's going on. But guess what? This is a textbook picture. Most of these nephrons are not stretched out like this. This is for us to learn and for us to see. In reality, this part, this distal part of the tubule, right here, is folded back on this. So this folds in half. And this part of the tubule lines up right here with the afferent arteriole. That's a really significant functional element that you're going to learn all about in lecture. I don't have time to explain the whole thing to you. It would take me 20 minutes. So this distal part of the tubule rests up against the afferent arteriole right here. The reason is because the cells in the wall of the tubule here communicate to the cells in the wall here. And they say, these cells tell the blood, the artery, speed up filtration, slow down filtration. Well, and how it does it is by the sodium chloride content in the urine. If there's too much sodium chloride being pushed out right here, then these cells tell these cells slow filtration down. If the rate of sodium chloride is too slow or too little, they say speed up. This and this together, it's a fancy name, but I just explained to you how it works. Okay? I'm going to write the name of that. It's called the juxtaglomerular complex. I'll write it out. Juxta means next to. Glomerulus means glomerulus. So it means next to the glomerulus, there's a complex. So the juxtaglomerular complex. I want you to know the name. I'll say now JGC because it's easier for me to say. if I ask you on test day, now here's how it's a little bit difficult to find. We can see it on some of these nephrons on the slide. How do we find that? You notice how I drew this white space around the glomerulus, but then right here, I showed it touching it. Likewise, right here, likewise, right here, likewise, right here. That's because I have a lot of practice looking at this slide. So try your best on high power to find a glomerulus that has tubule cells that look like they're sticking right up against, there's no white space. Okay? The picture in your book, the photomicrograph in your book on page 620 shows it. See where it says granular cells and macula densa cells? I'm not going to ask you that on the test because it's difficult with these microscopes for us to... The macula densa cells are the tubular wall cells. The granular cells are the arterial wall cells, and they're right up against each other. And how we find them is where this white space disappears.
Okay.
Okay? So please try to find that. I'll walk around and verify it for you. On test day, if I put the pointer right here and say, if I want you to say glomerulus, I'm going to put the pointer right in the middle of it, okay? If I put the pointer right here and I say name the structure,
Juxtaglomerular
complex. If I say list its function,
Monitor.
here's what I want you to write. Monitors, NaCl. Monitors NaCl concentration in filtrate.
No, I don't have that.
And I just explained to you why. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you why, but now you know why. Now, find it. Okay. And I will come around and I'll say, you got it, or I'll help you find it, okay?
All right.
Try your best to find it.
Can I take a picture of what you were